Give us just a second here. Okay, everybody, give us just a moment here to get things kind of going now. All right. Let us know if you can hear us. We just got to make sure. We got to tell y'all something. We'll just wait till we see who gets in the room here. Oh man, hope everybody's doing okay. Kitty's Homestead. Hey, Kitty.
Hey,
Hey, JM.
At least we got 2 moderators.
Yeah.
Okay, the sound's good.
Sounds good. You can hear.
That's what we needed to know.
That's what we needed to know. Okay, this is the bottom line, y'all. Let me just say something right up front. We're not on right now as part of the Homestead Network. We're on as who we are right now. Is Deep South Homestead with Danny and Wanda. For the last 2 weeks, we've been asked to fill in 30 minutes extra because there was no one on this particular hour. And today, early this morning, I sent Brad a message asking was somebody going to be on tonight. I never got a response until late this afternoon, and we had done put up that we was going to be on. And it was just a misunderstanding. So if y'all want to watch JS Farms, then you can go watch JS Farms. If not, then you tell me if you want us to stay on the air or if you want us to wait till 8 o'clock and come back on the air, because I don't want to cause a problem and bleed over onto somebody else's network time. So y'all tell me what you want to do. We'll stay on and sit here and chit chat till it's our time, and we'll go on as the Homestead Network, or we can we'll kill it and come back on at 8.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing what they want to do yet. We have a delayed reaction. So
yeah, it's a little bit of a delayed reaction. So y'all just tell me what you want to do. If you want us to sit here and talk,
Hey Hope, how
hey,
are
Hope.
you?
Good.
Hi Rain. We've got a lot of you guys here.
Keep going. Stay on. We're here. Okay. I'll stay. Okay. Just understand that we're not on as a Homestead Network right now, and we're not trying to override JS Farms.
It was just that I put up a video today saying we'd be on at 7:30, and we had over 100 people see that video, and we couldn't just not come on and tell you guys. And at 8 o'clock, we'll put up the Homestead Network banner and go as the Homestead Network.
Okay. This week, let me tell y'all something. This week has been a little bit challenging for us. Wednesday evening.
Yeah, but talk about the rainbow first, because that was Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning, I was outside. It hasn't rained here in 24 days now? 24?
Well, it did rain a touch yesterday.
It sprinkled for 5 minutes when a cold front come through. But the other day, I was just outside Wednesday morning. I happened to look up in the sky, and in a clear sky, there was a rainbow over our house.
And it ended right at our house. So we took pictures.
We just didn't know what to make of this rainbow. It ended right at our house, and I ran, grabbed the camera, and took a picture of it. So that's kind of what we've got up as our thumbnail tonight.
There's not a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's Deep South
Homestead. It ended on our roof.
We thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lady Hathorn, and the others are saying I look nice. I got a haircut. Tired of looking
Yeah, she got tired of wearing ponytails all the time, so we took her by and got her hair whacked.
Not much, but just enough to take some of the weight off and stuff like that. And so I'm feeling pretty good. But he saw the rainbow, and he did a short video, and he kept saying, I don't know what to make of this. This is really strange, and y'all, this is really wild that we have a rainbow at the end of, JM says, we are the pot of gold. Thank you. Rain says that too. That's pretty cool. Now, Linda, we are golden. We're in our golden age.
We're in our golden years. I don't know why they call that golden, but...
But anyway, he kept saying in the video, I don't know why we have a rainbow over our house. And later that day, he had been hurting the day before and having a lot of neck and back issues. And he kept just trying to do little things. And y'all, for him to ask for help on Tuesday, he called and asked a neighbor to come and do some things for us. And we didn't get a hold of the neighbor. And God works in such mysterious ways that Zoltan called and he says, look, can I just come over? So he came over and helped Danny Tuesday for a while. And that was just a blessing.
It was a blessing. God just fixed it where Zoltan and Daryl actually showed up at the same time to do some work here. The bottom line, y'all, is I've got my neck's messed up. We spent Wednesday night 7 hours in the ER. 6 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours.
8 hours in it. 6 hours of it was sitting in a waiting room, waiting to be seen.
Yeah.
At a major hospital because I have a disc messed up in my neck now, and I am incapacitated. I cannot actually do anything. I can't lift anything. I can't do anything. So we got to try this coming week to see if I can get into a doctor to see if I got to have something. I don't know if I'm going to have to have surgery or what I'm going to end up having to have on my neck, but it's left me where I can't do anything hardly. So it's a little bit frustrating on me, as active as I am.
And we have All Things Good said they saw the same rainbow. Donna Norris said she was at a Franklin Graham event in Indy, and when he finished speaking, they saw that rainbow, and it was a sunny day. So it obviously was over several states from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
But we just know it ended on Deep South.
I just know I was sitting there looking, and it came down on the roof of my house, and I thought that was just. It's almost scary, to be honest with you. It kind of freaked me out a little bit there, especially when it was sunny.
Yeah, but now we did get a sprinkle yesterday.
Last night.
We were sitting here and we heard it raining and looked, and it was just a nice little quick shower.
Probably a 5-minute little sprinkle rain, and that was about it. We had a cold front come through, and that's the only rain we've had now, and I think it's 24 or 25 days.
Something like that.
I've looked at the extended forecast, and for the next 10 days, we've got a slight chance for 2 days, and that's it. So we're in a drought, and so we're having problems here keeping everything watered.
And now, Real Black Indian says they're from Vidalia, Georgia. Vidalia. That's the onions.
That's the onion capital for Vidalia onions.
No, I haven't been able to grow any of those. Terry says, wow, you look beautiful. Sorry we're late. Had to thank the boys
for their hard work with burgers out.
Oh, okay. Billy Branch. Now, Billy Branch sent me a message earlier today. And Billy, if you want to put the name and address for sending cards on here, that would be fine with us. It is for her friend, Cindy Palmer. They're asking for a lot of cards. She has cancer, and we're going to mention her again in our prayer request, but she was asking that people send cards to her through somebody else. And Billy Branch had to put all the name and address if she can do that. And if any of you would like to send a get well card or a well wishes card to Cindy Palmer, when she puts that address up, you guys write it down, and you have to have it, from my understanding, you have to have it in the mail and sent to her Monday or Tuesday, because by the 1st of November, she will be left where she's at, and they need to get it to her this week.
Okay, baby. So a lot of people love your hairstyle. I can tell you that.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
As long as it stays kind of long, he likes it.
I like it. Okay, y'all. And y'all keep Wanda in your prayers, because Wanda's having to take the slack up here. Because when we go out to feed the animals, I can't lift the feed bags. I can't lift the things for feed. So she's having to help me feed in the mornings. We worked in the greenhouse a little bit today. She's having to tote all the plants and dig in the dirt and all that kind of stuff. I'm basically just a supervisor right now. So, it's kind of a little bit difficult here to kind of get beyond this, because it's hit at a time when we got a lot of work that needs to be done. And I've been out with my neighbor today. I gave my neighbor a bunch of my sugar cane because he wanted to get him a patch started, and I done planted my whole place. 2.67 had given me some cane to plant, and I got all that planted, and it's had a bunch of my cane left over, so my neighbor wanted some, so I told my neighbor he could have it, and I've been with him about half a day today, basically just monitoring what he's doing, telling him what to do, and showing him how to plant sugarcane and helping him get it in without actually doing the work.
And it almost done him in just doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the chair just a few minutes ago, not wondering what I was going to do before this live stream. So y'all just keep me in your prayers and we get this thing worked out.
Yeah, okay. We've been really trying to cut back on some things, but yet getting everything done that needs to be done. And we replanted the carrots.
Yeah, we had to replant.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Y'all saw in that video that there was quite a few weeds in there. Well, when you cover something in South Mississippi with a cover,
yeah,
weeds pop up.
Weeds pop up
and
big time.
There was probably 150 carrots.
Maybe 150 that
maybe came up. So we transplanted the ones that were on one end to the other end and filled one end up with the plants that were up and reseeded the other end. So we should have, maybe if we're lucky, 300 carrot plants before long, and we'll see how this does. It just got pretty hot and the weeds were taking over and not too many carrot seeds popped up compared to what normally comes up.
Yesterday and today is the first day that we have not been in the mid to high 90s for a heat index.
Yeah. It felt good too.
Today felt so good. I've been outside all day wanting to do things, but with my neck messed up, I've been just fighting it. I've still been doing some things I probably shouldn't have been doing, but this first cool day we've had, I had to be outside. I had to be outside. So.
And I was going to tell y'all, with the cool weather this morning, I actually took out my hat that I got from Palmetto Paratrooper when the carousel package came through. I got to wear my hat. It got hot after about 30, 40 minutes, but the first little while it felt good having it on my ears to keep, the wind, because the wind was blowing.
The wind was blowing hard this morning. It was 48 degrees here this morning, and the wind was blowing real hard.
Yeah, and it was really nice to have that hat. So I'm going to enjoy that hat from the carousel package. And that's another thing. The carousel package made it to the Pratt family this past week.
Yep.
And Jenny took out some yarn that I had put in there, actually. I'll just tell you, I put it in there. And so she took the yarn and the crochet needle and the patterns out, and she took some other things out. And so the Pratt family is sending it to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. So be looking within the next week and a half for Doug and Stacy to have the carousel package.
Okay, somebody asked me, let's see, Joey asked, have I killed a deer yet? No, I have not killed a deer yet. Right now, I'm hot on the trail of a raccoon.
That's like...
This raccoon has got out of my trap 3 times in a row. And I redid my trap today, and I fixed it where if he gets in at this time, I'm hoping he's going to stay in there, because he's a real big coon. Looks like he's about 25, 26-pound coon. So I'm after him right now. There's deer in there with him, but I'm just trying to get that coon out of there first.
Yes, and Logan asked, did we change times? No, we did not. We explained at the beginning that there was a mix-up. We've been filling in for the last 2 weeks at 7:30. And at 3-something this afternoon, we found out that Brad had scheduled JS Farm. So JS is on right now. We're on as Deep South Homestead. We go on the network at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock we'll go on as the Homestead Network. Y'all just have to bear with us.
Can you tell
us more about your cane press? Well, I can tell you it's a 1-horse one. It was made in 1903. It's a new model. It's what they call a new model one. It works really good for me. I mean, it squeezes. I forgot I did have the specs on it that told how many gallons of juice it squeezed. I think it squeezes up to I'd lie if I told you right now because I don't have my paper in front of me, but it squeezes a lot of juice per hour. And it works fine since I went in and rebuilt it. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah,
Okay, Chicken Coop said her husband wore a neck brace for 3 weeks. He's back to 100%.
yeah, she said he had almost the same symptoms you have.
Yeah,
and that's a possibility because when he even moves his head, yes, no, whatever,
yeah.
it's hurting all in the back of his neck and down through his shoulders.
I've got a bulge on the side of where my vertebrae are on my neck there. I've got a bulge on it now. The ER doctor ran all kind of CT scans on me and stuff, and he came back and told me I needed to see a neurosurgeon. So I called the neurosurgeon to schedule an appointment, and he looked at my scans and told me that he did not see anything that needed immediate surgery, but for me to follow up with a regular doctor and for that regular doctor to check me in to see if I needed to maybe do an MRI or if I needed some sort of shots or something or whatever. So probably this coming week, if we can, we're going to try to schedule a regular doctor and see what we can make happen there.
Yeah, and just go from there. Mainly, they just want to send him home with pain meds and muscle relaxers.
Yeah, all they want to do is give you a pill, and I told them I ain't taking no pills, so.
And Danny can't go to a chiropractor because of all the injuries he's had to his body previously.
My neck, I broke my neck years ago, and I didn't let them fix it. And it got to be perfectly fine. I mean, I've been living with it now for many, many, many years, having no problems. But the other day, I lifted a 5-gallon bucket full of dirt, and it's been hurting me ever since then. So it's just got to figure out what's going on.
Hi, Nana Grace.
Jay says he's had the shots in his neck.
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility. We just got to see. I just got that bulge on the side of my spine up here, and just got to figure out what that is before and figure out where we go from there.
And I wanted to tell you guys, we did, this lady's become very special to me. I've got several ladies that I talk to on a regular basis, and one of them I talked to today. So she's here as one of our moderators. That's JM at the Nut House. She and I talked today for a while, and she's became a very good friend of mine. But another lady I talked to, she and I really have not talked on the phone. We message back and forth on Facebook a lot, and she's become very special is Heidi at Rain Country.
Yes.
And Heidi has joined the Homestead Network. She's coming on Thursdays at 7 Eastern. And you guys, y'all check Heidi out. It's Rain Country Homestead on Thursdays on the Homestead Network. She will be going live. And she and her husband, Patrick, do a lot of videos. She gets Patrick in there when she can.
Yeah.
And she sent me some stuff. She was on Full Spectrum Survival.
Yeah, Full Spectrum, yeah.
And she was talking about borage a couple of days ago, and I was thinking, okay, I got to look borage up. Well, yesterday when I went to the post office, she had sent me some borage. So now I've got the seeds to plant, and I've got to figure out where I can put it and what I'm going to do with it. And
hey, Patera.
Hey, Patera, how are you? How's James? And so she also sent me some soap. She sent me some cream, and I'm putting the cream on my thumb, Rain, like we were talking about. And it smells wonderful. It is vanilla geranium vanilla. Y'all, I love anything vanilla, and that was just, it smells awesome. So y'all check out Rain Country on the Homestead Network on Thursdays.
No, well, Patera, I'm still the same, Patera. I haven't gotten any better with my neck. I'm gonna have to probably go to the doctor this coming week. See if I can figure out what's going on. But yeah, Rain Country, I can tell you, she's gonna soar. This lady, I know it when I see it. She is going to soar. Her channel is going to just go through the roof eventually. So y'all.
And we gave her a shout out. I saw her before Danny did when she only had 2 or 3 videos. And I told him, I said, I want to mention Rain Country. And I said, because she knows what she's talking about.
Yes.
And so we did a shout out to her when she only had about 3 videos up, and she's steady been putting videos up every day. She's very, very persistent with it, and she puts up some good videos. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, her and her husband both. I mean, I like watching him too. I mean, so I like watching people who I feel like know what they're doing anyway, and that's what I like. Okay, y'all, we're getting pretty close. About another 10 minutes, we'll go on for what we're doing there. But if y'all got any questions about why we're just on our time right now, we're not on the network's time. So just throw them out there at us. Whatever you need to ask, just ask it. Thank y'all for, let me say this. Thank y'all for going over to All God's Children and watching the videos there. I've got to make a few more videos and put up. It's just that this week's been kind of tough with my neck messed up. I haven't had much time to get anything done. But I do have some real good topics coming up, so just keep your eyes open,
Is Olaf still there to help? Zoltan. Yes, no, he's at his grandmother's, which is close, and he is coming one day this week. He helped us out one day, and then a second day, actually.
Yeah, he actually came by yesterday. He just dropped by.
He just dropped by, and we had went and got some chicken feed, and Danny said, I don't know how we're going to get it out of the truck because I can't help you lift it. And I can't lift a 50-pound bag by myself. So we were sitting here talking to Danny's daughter who came up, and Zoltan just drove up out of the blue, and so he helped me get the chicken feed out. I mean, God just put Zoltan in our pathway when we need him.
When we need him, yeah.
He's just here, and he is planning on coming this week and helping some.
Yeah, Norma, let me see, Norma Grace, help wet chicken run. How can I dry it up? The only thing I can tell you is the best thing you can do is put down wood chips. They're going to absorb a lot of water, and once you get enough of them on the ground, that or dry leaves. Of course, if it's that wet, you're not going to have dry leaves. You just have to get you some wood chips. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, something to absorb some of the moisture.
Something to suck up some of that water.
Terry said that you're just let's just talk really spoke to her boys' hearts and hers. Best part of homeschooling is sharing your testimony with them.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe, yeah, Billy, I have given that a lot of thought. Maybe God's wanting me to spend more time just teaching right now. Okay, yeah, Patera says she's having problems seeing the video. So that doesn't surprise me. We have ancient, what would you call it? Ancient internet.
Dial-up.
It's almost as bad as dial-up. We're sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting. We can't seem to find anything that works.
Yeah. Somebody said, Tennessee Sue said to put sand in the coop to help dry up too. Sand would help if you have some sand. Somebody else is saying sawdust.
Sawdust helps in the chicken pen. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Wood chips, sawdust, sand, stuff like that is going to help. I'm not going to guarantee you it's going to fix the problem, but it will help. And you might want to just look at your chicken pen the way it's laid out and see if there's some way you can do something to maybe let the water drain off better than what it is. Okay.
Now, we're almost up to where we can flip onto the network. We do want to say, I don't know if she's on here, but Priscilla, you want to mention Priscilla? Right.
Okay, yeah, Miss Priscilla actually made a donation to our All God's Children channel, and I want to say thank you. That was totally unexpected, and that gift will go to help us with All God's Children channel. We'll use it to the best of our ability to in a way that'll benefit the Lord the most. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate that. And I've had so many good comments on that channel with people who said they really enjoy it and they really like it. So I want to let y'all know that's encouraging to me also, because I want to be an encouragement to y'all. When God gives me something, I want to be able to put it out there and let y'all have it,
And he does have another topic but the pain is so hard for him to deal with right now.
Lawrence wants to know, do we have much in our greenhouse growing yet? Today, we put, let's see, what was it? Four cucumber plants.
That had come up from seed that had just got left in the ground, I guess, from a cucumber. So we put those in there. We put one Marconi pepper in there.
Yeah, we planted one. We took up one of our Marconi peppers that was outside one of our big pots and transferred it over into the greenhouse, and one of our blueberry tomatoes.
Well, actually, two blueberry.
Yeah, two blueberry tomato plants. We moved them over into the greenhouse.
And some peppermint because I don't want to lose my peppermint.
Yes, and one of her peppermints, yes.
I think Miss Wanda needs to do a kids video once a year. It's such a blessing. Yes, I've been kind of saving my kid things for a while. And number one, my daughter didn't want her children really shown. She didn't mind if I didn't catch their faces that much. And it was kind of hard to not catch faces of kids sometimes. But the other kids were kids that visited and their parents were okay with me using them. And so I used a variety of kids from all, that had been visiting here. And we've had more kids than that have visited, and then we had Danny's grandchildren too. So we had quite a few kids, and I've been saving videos and just clipping and cutting until I had it kind of down. And when I decided to do the videos with all the other kids, I thought now's the time to bring my video out. And y'all, those kids were wonderful. I've got 9 sets of really good kids that did an awesome job on videos this week.
Yeah, Wanda, yes, I'm sitting here looking at people's names there. Wanda is a kids person. She loves kids, and she is, it just excited her to be able to do this video with children because she loves children, and it's just, it made me happy to see her be able to do that. And like she said, we've had a lot more kids here than that. And when kids come here, we had one kid this past week who asked us if this was a zoo.
Yeah, the little Dominic that was in there.
Yeah.
He kept telling his daddy that this was a zoo.
This is zoo number 2.
Yes, because he had been to a zoo a couple of weeks before, a big, gigantic zoo. And he kept saying, not the zoo that's way off, this zoo. And he just thought it was a zoo because of all the animals.
Yeah, Suburban Hillbilly, you're in the same situation we're in. It's rained about 10 minutes here in 9 weeks. I'm telling you, it is so dry that Wanda, well, it used to be Wanda and I, but it's just Wanda now. Wanda's having to water everything, and bless her heart, I feel helpless as I can be, but she's doing a really good job of keeping everything watered so that we don't lose it until maybe God sees fit to let us have some rain.
Yeah. And with the kids, there were several saying they saw some of them. These kids, I simply messaged their mothers and fathers first, except for the ones that had their own channels. And I messaged several that had their own channels because that's what it started. And I wanted the kids that had their own channels to be seen and to be a part of whatever's going on. And I got a couple of response and a couple that didn't. And the 2 that did respond was Off-Grid Kid, Ethan, and Brianna B.E. She has her own, and she is the daughter of the Fundamental Home, Amanda. And so those 2 were my first response. And then so I decided, well, if the ones with channels hadn't responded and they're not going to do it, let me ask other kids. And so I chose kids that were already on their parents' videos so that it wouldn't be a problem. And I simply asked them to take pictures or take short clips of videos and put some music to it so it wouldn't be anything very difficult. And y'all, these kids went above and beyond that. They wrote scripts. They planned out what they wanted to do. They used their knowledge to put these together. They told their parents kind of how they wanted it to go if their parents were editing. And they picked out their own music. And each one of them, I told you something about their names. Well, the videos fit every kid,
Yeah.
down to their names and everything. I thought that was so awesome because believe me, if you've met these kids through their videos or whatever, and you know what their name means, and then you watch those videos, you actually see a link to every one of them.
Yeah, somebody want to know what's our favorite chore around the homestead. Mine, my favorite chore around the homestead is working in my container gardens because they're so easy to work with, and they always look so good. You know, there's no weeds. I mean, they just I can work with them. I can control the environment where they're at. I love working on my container gardens. But now, Wanda, I don't know what her favorite one is. I don't know what your favorite chore is.
I guess when I have food, whether I've canned it, dehydrated, or cooked it.
Yeah.
To me, it's just awesome to see a meal come together that's totally from our place. And if y'all follow us on Facebook, I'm constantly throwing up pictures of what we had for supper and things like that because most all of it comes from our place.
Oh yeah,
and
everything we do comes from our place.
I do have to buy meat, and I mean, I really, really love to take meat and can it. I have not canned meat before. I've been real skittish of it, but since I've learned in the last few weeks that it tastes pretty good and it's not ruining on us, I've kind of gotten this, okay, we can do meat now. And I just like to have food. I like to see food presented well. And I like to see people enjoy the food that's presented. That's why when somebody visits, I've always got something here. I want them to at least taste it.
Yeah, our least favorite chore. Now, what's my least favorite chore? My least favorite chore is hoeing the garden. That's the one I don't like the most.
Oh, I have two. One of them is cleaning eggs, and the other one is cleaning out the chicken and rabbit coops.
Yeah.
I don't like either one of them, and I really hate hoeing. So.
And somebody want to know how is our rabbit building coming?
It's not till Danny gets better.
It's at a standstill right now. We've got the bottom part of it done.
Zoltan's going to come help him some, but I don't think he's able to even help show Zoltan how to do it. It's going to be two people process, and Danny's not going to be able to do that. So I guess we're kind of on hold with the rabbit building. They're going to stay in their cages in the chicken building for now.
Somebody want to know about had something to do with onions, y'all. This stuff goes through so fast. I'm having a
Patera was saying her favorite thing was hatching eggs. Now, Danny loves to hatch eggs, and
I love hatching eggs. Yeah.
We've got so many chickens right now that we don't need any more chickens. And I mean, I'm almost threatening him because last weekend,
she's always on me about that.
His daughter called and says, "Mom's getting rid of 9 chickens. Do you want them?" And I'm looking at him like, "Oh no!" And he goes, "Well, yeah, we'll take them." So we went and got 9 more, almost 2-year-old chickens.
Yeah.
On top of the 30-something we've already got, or 40-something, I've lost count. So we have got to have a chicken go into freezer camp day sometime
we'll have a freezer camp day pretty soon here. It's getting cool enough. So somebody want to know about our onions and our garlic that we planted. And what do we do to make them grow? Well, first of all, I'm putting mine in the containers. And once it's in a container, it's in a controlled environment. So what I do is before we actually use these containers, Wanda, when she cleans out the rabbit pens, she piles rabbit manure in these containers like 2 to 3 weeks in advance. And then we take a shovel and we turn it all in. And when we do, we notice there's always worms and everything else is all in our containers. And then we take and we put our garlic and our onions over in that rabbit manure, and we mix in a little bit of chicken manure with it because garlic and onions need a lot of nitrogen. Look at them like the old Alabama gardener told me. Don't look at it like you're growing a bulb underground. Look at it like it's a foliage plant. Fertilize it for foliage, and if you do that, the rest of it will take care of itself. And make sure you keep plenty of water to it until it starts making a bulb. And once it starts making a bulb, you can back off on the water.
Yes, somebody's saying they wish Patera could do a live show. Yes, that's one thing we would be waiting
Oh,
on too, dear.
yeah, I would love it if Patera did a live show. I love Patera and me. Somewhere along the line, we're brothers and sisters. I know we are.
Oh, I agree because Patera can say or do things, and I see the way Danny does things, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're so kin somewhere along the
Somewhere
line.
along the line, she and I have got to be kin to each other. I mean, it's just there's just no way we can't be. We think too much alike.
And somebody asked, did the new chickens get picked on? Danny kept them in a cage the first day and got them used to where the pen was. And then the next day, he kind of shut them up in a building that's in our field and left them where the others weren't around them. And he kind of gradually introduced them
Yeah.
to 3 or 4 of them and then a few more. So they're white chickens. They stay on one side of the coop. All the others are red and black and yellow, and
Yeah.
they go the other way.
They go the other way. I mean,
they're racist, I guess.
Those chickens are racist. I don't understand. They stay to themselves. They won't even fool around the other chickens. They stay over on the other side. My chicken pen is probably my chicken pen, and not Wanda's chicken pen. My chicken pen's probably what, 80 by 80?
Something like that.
Yeah, and they got plenty of room in there, so they are, they just stick over in one corner. They don't even have nothing to do with the rest of the chickens. Okay, Creek Bottom Farm says, Danny, I'm going to find one of those Scoville hoes. That was awesome. Yes, I love my Scoville hoe.
And I didn't tell you, but I heard from Amy today. Amy that sent us the Scoville hoe, she and I messaged back and forth off and on, and she messaged today. She lives in New York, and she does have a disability. She can't get in and out of her house except she's in a wheelchair. And we sent her seeds and some plants and things through the mail back first of the summer.
Yeah, it's been about the first of the summer, yeah.
And her son got out and planted her a little garden and did tomatoes and peppers and planted a shrimp plant, and I don't know what all he planted. But she told me she had picked the most tomatoes off those tomatoes, and she showed me one of her Marconi peppers. She sent me a picture, and she sent a picture of the shrimp plant. She brought it in today because of the weather getting cold. It just has little shrimp all over it, and she said her mom loved the opalka. The opalka tomatoes.
Opalka tomatoes,
Said
yes.
they
They're
were
a long
the absolute
tomato.
best tomatoes she'd ever eat. So
wow. Okay.
I was just thrilled to hear from Amy today.
I'm glad because she's been so good to us, and I handpicked my seeds of all my seeds, and I sent her some special things that I thought would grow in her area there where she's at, and I'm just glad to see that they're doing good.
Yeah. And Danny, have you grown salsify? And does it really taste like oysters? I don't know.
I have never grown salsify. Not here, and here I haven't, and so I can't really answer you on that one. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you a lie.
Someone's asking, what is a shrimp plant used for? Just decorative, or does it have a purpose?
It has a medicinal purpose.
It has medicinal purpose. Any plant that, or this is what I was reading up on when I looked up the shrimp plant. Most any plant that has a pretty and unusual looking flower on it is for relieving nerve problems. It'll calm you. It has a calming effect because of, and if you think passion flower has that pretty purple looking unusual, then you have your mimosa, and the shrimp plant kind of falls in that category.
Yeah.
I did not think it had a medicinal purpose. I thought it was just cute. But
Teresa wants to know, is it edible? No, it's not edible.
I think I'm not 100% sure if you use it in teas or how you use it. I just remember that it was good for something like calming you down, but I don't know how you use it. I wasn't planning on going that far with it right now.
And Vintage is asking, do we grow red currants? No, we don't grow any red currants here. It's too hot. They will not grow here. We're trying to do raspberries and other things, and we finally found a real old lady in her 90s that had cancer like 7 or 8 times and still acted like she was a young kid. she had some native raspberries, and we was able to get some from her, and we found out that they'll grow here, so we're having some luck with raspberries.
Okay, YouTubers wants to know, how is mimosa medicinal? It is a nerve, is a common.
It's like a pain.
It's like not really pain relieving.
It's like something that calms you down.
You know, anything pretty just makes you feel good. Well, from what I was reading back several months ago, because I did not know this myself, because I didn't think mimosas or the shrimp plants or any of them were used for anything. I just thought they were pretty plants, and it was that they are used to as a relaxant, I guess you could say.
Like a relaxer, yeah.
And how they're used probably would be teas, but you need to check that out. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying that that's something I read. So anyway, you always look medical information up first.
Yeah, it's kind of a iffy thing for us to do videos talking about the medicinal things, because there's laws that goes along with that. So we have to kind of watch what we say and how we say it.
Oh, Patera said lavender's amazing. Oh, Patera, you don't know. I drink lavender tea. Jen has sent me some no, it wasn't Jen. It was Stephanie from Texas sent me some lavender, and I make lavender tea with it, and I love anything that it has lavender in it.
Okay, you are pretty and make us feel good. Thanks for everybody's loving that hairstyle.
Okay, Homestead McGregor said she processed a gallon of lavender last year. My lavender plants are the regular lavender here I've tried 2 years in a row, and it just does not do. It gets too hot. Even when I water it, it still dies. Then I have the fern leaf lavender. If you saw in the video when Danny was doing the video today, it seems to do okay. It survived the summer, and I've got little bitty lavenders heads off of it, but the other just did not do real well for me. But I do love lavender, and I intended to have lavender growing in large places around here, and it just hasn't worked.
We have a lot of trouble growing lavender here. And somebody asked, do we have ducks? No, we don't have ducks. I've been wanting to get me some khakis, but
yeah, Patera started that.
Yeah, Patera started that with me. I can't help it.
Yeah, every time she mentions it, I'm going, turn the video off.
Yeah.
He wants khaki ducks.
I want khaki ducks so bad. I think they're just, I don't know, I think they're just good looking ducks. I don't know. They may not be good for nothing, but I like to look at them.
And Rain says borage and calendula are supposed to help with depression as well as moringa. And we were given moringa trees a few weeks ago, if you saw one of our videos, and they're doing real well. So we do have the moringa here.
Okay, somebody asked, what are our plans for the cane syrup and the new building? Okay, it's probably going to be next year before we get anything done, but we had an opportunity to barter with a track hoe. So while I had him, I went ahead and had him to dig the hillside out and us to go ahead and get all that scheduled and done. And then we're going to be going in and we're going to be actually trying to start the construction of this thing as soon as I get past whatever's going on here with my neck. We're going to try to start working on that because I've got a lot of bricks to lay and all that for my furnace and stuff. So that's where we're at with that. We will sell the syrup in the future if we're able to actually get the building built and get my pan back up. I buy parts each week for my new pan, trying to get it ready so that when I get the building built, I can just throw this thing together real quick.
Bandana Gamma wants to know, can she make anything with the lavender plant after the flowers are gone? I'm not 100% sure on that because I've not gotten it to grow that far, but Rain Country or Appalachia, can you answer that, where what to do with the plant? Is there a medicinal use or a way to use the plant of the lavender? Okay. Maybe one of them can answer that.
Logan's Homestead asks us, Danny, what caliber gun will you use to dispatch the deer with this season? If I shoot a deer this season, it will be with a crossbow because of my neck now, or either I'll use a .22 rifle. I've killed I've killed close to 100 deer with a 22 rifle. So, but my deal is I've got a new crossbow now, and it's got the hand crank on it. So hopefully we are going to get a chance to use that crossbow to take one. Okay, we have to bring the lavender into the greenhouse for the winter time. Yes, we will probably have to do that same thing here.
Yes, because I want to be able to keep mine.
Okay.
And the old Alabama gardener's here. Hey, and tell Miss Kiku hi.
Yeah, he's talking with Patera about going to the conference.
Yes, I want to be at the conference too, just saying.
Okay, and I'm in zone 7. Okay, hers comes back every year. Good to help with sleep, headaches, and hair growth. Well, I might need hair growth on my head.
I don't need hair growth.
You don't need hair growth either. So,
do we have black walnut there?
Yes, I have black walnuts.
He's got some planted somewhere.
I've got some planted in some pots right now.
Yeah.
My neighbor has a tree over there, but I don't have a tree myself.
And we're working on growing our own.
Suburban Hillbilly says, I'm surprised that a 22 is enough. Suburban Hillbilly, I was a sharpshooter for many, many years, and it's really, you have to think about the rib cage on a deer is paper thin. A 22 will usually blow right through the rib cage on a deer at 50 to 75 yards without any problem. I've killed them up to 100 yards away with a 22 rifle. So the biggest issue with a 22 rifle is if you're going to shoot a deer with it, when you shoot him through the rib cage, just shoot him once and don't keep shooting because it spooks him and makes it run. So I've killed, like I said, I've killed close to 100 deer with 22 rifles.
Creek Bottom wants to know, are you going to buy me a new lawnmower if you get the new cane syrup building finished?
Well, I don't know. We've got 3 or 4 lawnmowers around here now.
I don't think we need a new one.
We don't need one.
We don't run it that often, and even getting the building done, we won't be making syrup, but maybe a few days. It's not like we'll be doing it for long periods.
Yeah, because we'll now we've got like 3 or 4 people that's already mentioned to me that when I get ready to make syrup, they want to bring their cane over and let me make theirs too. So it may turn into a nice little escapade there. It's something that, to me, it's a tradition that I've done growing up, and I've really missed it over the last few years. So I'm looking forward to getting back into it. Okay. Well, what do we want? What do we want to talk about? Well, how to can the peanuts? You did the peanuts.
Yes, we had several people talk about the peanuts, and I don't know if anybody has any questions on the peanuts or the butter canning. Both of them, the peanuts we did last year. I didn't do any this year because we only had the jungle peanuts and we were saving those for seed. And then the butter, we did it 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And somebody had asked how it was holding up after, a while in the cabinet. And it still stayed solidified. I went and looked, and it's still solidified. It does really good. I've not opened any of mine yet. I was giving it 3 or 4 weeks before opening them and trying the butter to make sure and see how it does. But it's holding really well in the cabinet. So as far as the butter, it seems to be doing fine.
Yeah, we're trying to get into more canning of stuff like that. Now we're so sad because we went out and looked in the freezer today. We got close to 50 bags of okra in the freezer. And since we learned it from the old Alabama gardener that we can can okra, it really makes me sad that okra's about to play out. Now, I could have had all that in jars and not have to take up so much freezer space. But
we did try canning the okra. We took 1 bag out this week. When I was canning okra the first of the week, I took 1 out of the freezer, 1 bag. And I canned it like I normally did the other, put it in a jar, and we've got it marked and sitting to the side. I will fry that up probably this next week to see how it canned once it's already been frozen, because that was one of the questions.
Let's see. Creek Bottom Farms wants to know, what kind of blackberry plants do we have? We bought a Arapaho this year, I believe.
Something like that. It's
an Indian one. It's called a Arapaho.
Thornless.
Yes, a Arapaho thornless one. And you have to choose a blackberry. Let me say this. You have to choose a blackberry that grows well in your area, because I have tried several different tame blackberries in my area here, and the Arapaho is the only one I have found so far that actually can survive this kind of heat.
Billy Branch said her butter was gritty but tasted fine. That's something that I'm not sure of till we open it.
I've not
heard that yet. So I was when we did the meat, I was kind of that way with the meat too. I'm not sure I wanted to taste it, and because I was really scared of it, but
the meat tasted fantastic.
The ground beef
was just fantastic. It really was good.
Yeah, we really like the ground beef and the ground meat. Not the ground, but the cubed steak. Okra dehydrates really well.
Yeah, Thunder Ridge, we are actually considering if we can actually come up with a dehydrator a good one like an Excalibur or something. We may take them out of the freezer and dehydrate them if we have to have the extra space. That is one of our thoughts.
They also were talking about canning milk, and I saw that several people were canning milk.
I've done that before.
The almond milk that we buy is shelf life. It doesn't go in the fridge, so I don't worry about that. We just buy extra every time we go, and we keep a stash of almond milk, so we would have milk for a while. Usually I have 6 months to a year supply of almond milk.
Yeah. Where did it go? Suburban Hillbilly, was that the one? Let's see, hang on here just a minute. No, Billy Branch said deer is awesome canned. Yes, if we get a chance to take one this year, it'll probably all be canned. Where do we buy our bush berries from? We have a nursery about 30 miles from here.
Yeah,
we can get 2-year-old plants for $3 and $4 a piece already in pots. So
blueberries
blueberries too. So
blueberries and blackberries.
The guy owns a huge nursery there, so we get ours from him. Okay, Danny, have you heard of Fedco? They have organic fruit, bare roots, and trees plus seeds. Usually the trees, I don't usually buy trees. I usually take and plant the wild. I look around for the wild trees, and then I graft my tame ones onto them because the rootstock is already native to my area, and it makes me have beautiful trees, and they usually grow really well here.
How often do you use the smokehouse? Before long, he'll be using, well, according to how his neck and back goes.
Yeah.
Usually during the winter, we do a lot of bacon and we do a lot of sausage.
Yeah.
Because we do sell some to a few people around, and
people bring me their meat and ask me to make their sausage because they love my sausage. So
yeah. So mainly we do that in our smokehouse. That's mainly all we do in the smokehouse, and the bacon just turns out awesome. That's some of the best bacon.
That's some of the best bacon people said they've ever eaten. Somebody asked, can you, let's see, family, get your gun, Spirit Wild? Fanny, okay. Can you dehydrate in your greenhouse? I probably could.
We've thought about turning it into a dehydrator.
Yeah. It gets, I mean, today it was, as cool as it was today, the high today was only 75, and it was 110 in there today, so I mean, it does stay pretty warm in there.
But now the greenhouse has been being pretty hot. We've dehydrated peppers, and we've dried out all kinds of plants and all kinds of stuff in the greenhouse this summer. So during the summer, the greenhouse is going to be a really good dehydrator, I think.
Yes, JM says that dehydrated broccoli is amazing. Eat it instead of chips. I agree. I mean, as a matter of fact, we do sweet potatoes that way. We dehydrate our sweet potatoes, our apples, bananas, you name it. We dehydrate all that stuff.
Yes, as you saw, we dehydrated the bananas that Miss Tina brought us. Those bananas just have a different taste. We let Jen taste them yesterday, and she couldn't believe the difference in the banana chips that we did that from the Mississippi bananas. And then I know JM at the Nut House gonna love this. I forgot to tell her today, but we let Jen taste the candy corn, and she's in hog heaven. She wants candy corn.
She wants that honey candy corn. She
said it doesn't have a wax taste.
Yeah.
She says, oh my goodness. So now she's hunting candy corn. So JM, we may have to get with you on where you got it.
Okay, the questions are running past me. I'm having to lean forward where I can change the screen. Were you all going to breed your female pigs? No, not right now. We'll probably butcher one or two of them and keep one or two of them.
Have we ever smoked cheese?
No, I have not smoked any cheese.
Not heard of it. Bacon and sausage. Can I come live with you?
Bacon, yeah. If you want to work, come on.
His answer is you got to work. If you
want to
work, you get to eat.
But Appalachia says, haha, more okra for you. It's proven to be a major superfood. Let me tell you what, okra is one of the best things I have found for blood pressure, blood sugar, and stomach problems and intestinal problems. Okra, not fried okra, but boiled or steamed okra or something like this, or fresh okra is the best thing I've found. And
it seems to work with his stomach issues real well. We found out that the okra helps. I guess it coats his stomach.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yes, so Woodward, SG Woodward, fruit trees, did you say that you get wild trees? My volume wasn't up enough. Yes, I go out in the woods and I find the wild crab apples and the wild pears and stuff like that, and I graft my tame stock onto them, and it gives a root stock that's very good for my climate, and my stuff usually just flourishes. The ones that you saw the grafts on in the video was actually a wild bush that come out of the woods. Okay, another thing, talking about stomach issues, I've been eating pecans, and pecans have seemed to help my stomach issue more than anything else. Old Alabama Gardener told me about this. I've been eating about a cup a day, and I've had less stomach problems since I've been eating the pecans. The only problem is I don't have any pecans anymore. We've eaten up all of our pecans, and we can't find any. We've been looking for somewhere to pick up, but nobody has any pecans for us to pick up, and I'm not sure I trust the ones that I buy at Walmart. They've probably been sprayed with something. So.
Yeah, I've got to see if I can find more pecans because they do seem to help him. He's not had near the issues.
So. I haven't had near the stomach problem since I've been eating pecans.
Yes. And hey, Palmetto Paratrooper, I don't know if you were in earlier, but I got to wear my hat today. It's the first time it's been cool enough for me to wear that hat that I got on the carousel package, and it is going to come in handy.
Okay, let's see. Let me figure out where we're at here.
Canned pickled okra. I don't like it, but I think Danny does.
I have. I used to eat canned pickled okra just right out of the jar. I just sit there and eat it. Okay, Danny, may I ask what your stomach issues are? Do you have a diagnosis? I wake up about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. My stomach is growling and my gut's churning, and I get plumb nauseated. I have to get up and eat in order to go back to bed and go back to sleep. And during the day, about every 2 to 3 hours, it'll start growling real bad and makes me nauseated and sick again. But when I started eating the pecans, it's quit. I don't have that problem now. So as long as I've got pecans, and the sad part about it is I eat my last ones today. So
there may be a few in the refrigerator freezer. I meant to tell you that.
Okay, so I'm out of pecans.
You might have some.
I know pecans are everywhere, or pecans are everywhere in Georgia, but we've asked people about picking them up, but they'd rather run over with a lawnmower than they had to give them to you. So we can't really find any.
Yeah, here. We live in the pecan capital of the world. I think everywhere in Wiggins is a giant, like 100 to 200-year-old pecan tree. They're in every yard. There's 2 or 3. Everywhere you look in Wiggins, there's dozens on top of dozens of pecan trees.
And nobody will give you anything, so.
We're just out of luck.
Yeah, and y'all probably wonder, we're wearing a well, Wanda was a while ago.
I got hot.
We're wearing a long sleeve shirt here. It's because the house, the only heat we have in our house is wood heat, and I'm not going to crank up a wood heater. And it's in the 60s.
70.
Is it 70?
70 in here.
It's 70. It was in the 60s earlier, but
I like it. I put on a long sleeve because I wanted to wear one of my flannel shirts, but it got hot. I changed, and he's still cold, and I'm fine.
I'm not cold right now. I'm fine now since I put a shirt on. Okay, let's see, where are we at here? My porch time. Let's just talk. If y'all have any questions about that particular porch time, just throw them up. Ask me what you want to ask me about it. You know, I mean,
He did that porch time 5 minutes before he did it. I asked him what he was going to do. He says, I have no idea. He went out to the barn. He comes back in and he goes, okay, I'm ready to do porch time. I said, what are you going to talk about? He says, I don't know. I'm going to just go talk.
I said, I'm just going to go talk. I said, God's laid so much on my heart this week. I don't know which subject to go with. I said, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go talk about all of it. You know, so that's how that porch time actually came about. I've had a lot of things on my mind that's just been bothering me, and I hadn't really known which way to go with it. You know, I asked the Lord to just lead me through that porch time, and He did a great job.
Yeah. All right. Fermented veggies is great for your stomach problems too. Yes.
Yes. Let's see here. I use pints.
She's answering.
Okay, she's answering somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting in on the tail end of.
I'm getting in on the tail end of conversations. I have to keep looking at notes. You know, a lot of people have said they love that porch time, and I would have thought it would have been one of my worst ones. You know, and I just am amazed at how many people actually enjoyed it. So.
Somebody's asking, how long will canned butter keep? Now, I don't know because I've not done this, but now Starry, I'm just going by what Starry Hilder does because I love to watch Starry. Y'all, if y'all can, y'all go support Starry. She's had a really rough week this week, but now Starry opened some from 2012, I believe. So that's 4 years old. So if she's still using it in 4 years, I know it should be good for 4 years. And I've had several people tell me they have some that's at least a year old. And I intend to kind of rotate mine out as I buy some butter, I'll can it and use the older. So I'm hoping to use mine within a year, but we'll see.
Somebody asked the question, is there any vegetables that does not grow in the deep south? Brussels sprouts don't do good here because it's too hot.
We've had a tough time with broccoli.
Broccoli,
the last couple of years, but one year was because of rabbits.
Yeah, well, I mean, usually I can raise, I can raise broccoli fine, but now Brussels sprouts we have a problem with. Let's see, what else? What kind of vegetables? Kohlrabi doesn't do good here.
A lot of your cool weather stuff.
A lot of your cool weather things just doesn't do real good here because it's just too hot.
Is there any reason we don't do the
chat with Danny and Wanda? Yes, we quit doing the chat with Danny and Wanda because we were given this Saturday Night Live, and for us to do both was going to be kind of a strain on us about being able to upload videos and stuff because it takes so long for us to upload a video.
And Appalachia said she talked to Starry today to keep praying for her. Yes, I saw her video too, or maybe not a video. I saw on Facebook that somebody put a post on Starry's page, and she's having a rough week, you guys. They did not find all of her injuries when she was in the hospital to start with, and I think that happens a lot. I mean, that's kind of where we're at with Danny. He had the gallbladder surgery, but we knew there was more going on than that, and they only look for one thing and they ignore everything else. If you go in and say, I'm having heart problems, they look at the heart, and if they determine the heart's fine, then you go home. They don't care that your stomach's messed up, your lungs are dying, your brain's not functioning. It doesn't matter to them. They think the heart's fine, go away. And so they didn't check out some of Starry's, her arm and all, and she is having some issues. And let's pray that they can fix that shortly so that she does get the use of her arm back.
Yeah. Mike's asking, do we ever have snow down here? Yes, we have snow down here. Probably once a year we get a little bit of snow. It's not very often, and it doesn't usually stick a lot. But now we have had up to 4 to 6. One time I remember 8 inches here.
About 2 or 3 years ago, Danny and I met 3 years ago. So within it wasn't last winter, but the winter before, we got snowed in for several days. It wasn't a lot of snow, but we couldn't go out because we have steps. Every way we go out this house, there's some steps. And so we had to clean a path just to get to wood. and we kept a lot on the porch, but after a couple of days, we have to go
We
get
have to go
more.
get it. Yeah, we actually had to sit on the edge of the porch and hang our feet off the side. We couldn't step on the steps because they were solid ice, and we actually just sit on the porch and hung our feet off the side and jumped to the ground.
Yeah, it was really difficult, and we've since kind of fixed the wood in a different way, so we hope not to have that issue again.
And Logan's asking, do you ever go to the coast? No.
No.
I literally hate the coast. Both of my kids live on the coast, and I don't even go down there. I told them, I said, you want to see me, you got to come see me. You know.
He doesn't like it at all.
I don't like that place. When I go down there, it's bumper to bumper traffic. I worked down there for a while, and it takes you twice the amount of time to go anywhere because there's just people everywhere. I mean, I like people, but I don't like to be in crowds of people. And so I don't like to go anywhere there's lots of people at.
And they're asking, do you do much fishing? He hasn't since we've been together. He's only fished one time, and that was with my dad before he passed away.
Yeah,
2 years ago.
Used to, when I come in from work, I would walk in the house, I set my lunchbox down. If it was summertime, I picked my rod and reel up and I went fishing. If it was wintertime, I picked my bow up and I went hunting, or my gun and I went hunting, and you didn't see me until dark. And if I fished most of the night. I'd work during the day and fish most of the night. And I would have sometimes up to 300 bass at a time in my deep freeze filleted. I always kept fish filleted, and I always kept a freezer full of deer meat. So but since my other wife passed away with cancer, I just haven't actually had a chance to get back into it.
But Tara was asking who had their wood stoves going. Danny really, really wanted to turn ours on, but it's 70 degrees in here, and I really don't think we need a wood stove. And she also said she was hoping we'd get all spoons, just so we'd have snow.
Just so we'd have snow. We didn't get all spoons, though.
We got knives and spoons. I want to know, does anybody ever get a fork? I've not seen a fork yet.
We haven't. Do you?
Have we ever heard of whippoorwills?
Yeah, the whippoorwills, they're here all during the summer.
You'll hear them if you're outside.
We leave our bedroom windows up a lot of times when we sleep at night, and during the summertime, and you'll hear them because they're constantly.
Yeah. About to burn up now.
Yeah.
I'd hate to know he'd have a fire going right now.
I'm hoping to get back into having some fish and some venison and all that stuff. It's just that the homestead is growing so fast now that we're having so much to do here. I don't really have much time to do anything. Yeah. Somebody says, yum, snow ice cream, Bonnie. I would not eat snow ice cream anymore. Not with what they're spraying in our atmosphere.
Yeah, going to be out about 70 tomorrow, Simply Circus said. Yes.
Yes.
During the day, it's in the 70s here. Probably
today and yesterday it was, but the other day, the rest of the time it's been being in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, so we planted carrots. It was cool, and they predicted a cool spell for like 2 weeks of really cool weather. We thought they'd be up about 3 days, and it turned hot again, and it really messed that up.
Messed the carrots up. And Bonnie's asking, have we ever considered bringing back the attic fan?
Yes.
I have thought about it, but the problem is the way our home is, if I turn an attic fan on at night, the humidity here stays up around 80 to 90% all the time. And it would bring so much humidity in the house that I think my wood floors would buckle and stuff like that. So we
hadn't tried it yet, but anything's possible. If he comes across a good one, we're liable to have one. He's always looking for a good bargain with one.
Rough Hewn says they butchered poultry today. Freezer camp. It wasn't cold enough here today to do it.
Yeah, we kind of wish we had freezer camp. We're going to.
We're going to. I've got too many of them out there now.
But,
okay, let's see here. What do I consider cold? What I consider cold is when I get up in the morning and it's like 35 degrees and it don't get over about 45 or 50 during the day. To me, that's a good day for butchering.
Yeah. Danny, if we paid for the tickets, and I'm serious, could we fly our 17-year-old out to live and help with you? You'll have to message me on that one, Terry, and we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, what does that talk about that?
Danny has to know what kind of person he is, or she. You didn't say he or she. We'll talk about it. If it's a she, I could use some help.
Yeah, you could use some help.
We both can. We've been kind of, we have the Woofer program, and we've been kind of going through some of the people there, and we haven't really chosen someone to come yet, but we have been talking with 3 or 4 there also. And like I say, Zoltan comes in occasionally. We see him and he'll help out a little, but we don't have anybody on a regular basis yet.
Yeah. Wanda's the one who really needs somebody, because she has so much housework and canning and all that kind of stuff to do that by the time she goes out and helps me with what needs to be done outside, it really puts a load on her to come inside and have to do the housework and the canning and stuff like that. And I usually try to jump in and help her all I can with the canning and stuff, but really,
he makes breakfast every morning.
And I get up and cook breakfast every morning, stuff like that to help her out. But really, it's her right now who needs somebody, not so much as me. The only thing I need is somebody to split firewood and just a few minor little chores around is about all I need.
We are in Mississippi. And let's see.
We're in South Mississippi.
Yes, we're about 30 miles from the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
And that's so. Other than that, we're up to the tour. If you have any questions on the tour, I mean, I kind of talked about the kids' collaboration a little bit, so we kind of got into that earlier. But if you have any questions on the kids' collaboration or the tour of the homestead, anything you saw here that, just asked, do we have turmeric? Yes.
Yes, we have turmeric here.
Somebody sent me some starts, and I planted them, and they finally came up. I've got 2 or 3 plants. They're about one of them's over a foot tall.
Oh yeah, that's way over a foot.
I don't know yet how to deal with it. I don't know what I got to do with it, but I've got it.
Brenda says, Danny, what about a wood splitter? I don't own a wood splitter. I don't have enough money right now to buy one, so we just have to do the best we can do. We usually just cut up small limbs and stuff.
And we plan on trying to rent one when we have someone to help.
When I got someone here who can help me, I'll try to rent one. And let's see, do you have to sweep your wood stove chimney each year? I do it twice each winter, as a matter of fact.
And we've done a video, but I don't think we've ever put it up.
We've done the video, and no, I haven't put it up.
We did clean it out and do the video. And,
we have. It's actually made, the video. We just hadn't put it up.
It's in the mix there, and we forgot about it. So, yes, we do it at least twice a year, sometimes 3 times during the winter.
JM says, yay, the turmeric is still alive. I will call you about it. Great. Talk to her.
Because, it's doing good. It took it a while before it came up, but once it came up, it's really going. I just need to know what to do with it and when to harvest it, or to take it into the greenhouse, or what. Who y'all cheer for, Mississippi or Mississippi State? Well,
we don't watch
either
football.
One, because we're not really football
We don't
fans.
watch football. My brother played football, but I don't watch football. I played it when I was younger, but I don't care about it anymore.
I was actually a Southern Miss fan, and I was also a New Orleans Saints, and that was about it. I do like Mississippi State, but as far as just having a particular team, not really.
Brenda's asking, what kind of wood do we burn? Predominantly oak. That's oak, or poplar, stuff like that. We don't have anything else here to burn except oak and poplar. To being able to connect with like-minded people, yes. My uncle sipped 2 years, no burn or house. Oh, I see, yeah.
I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Well, they're talking about they didn't get a pipe cleaned, I'm guessing. It burnt to the house.
Somebody wants to know, do we coon hunt? He's in the process of coon hunting.
I'm coon hunting right now. I got a coon that has got out of my trap 3 nights in a row. And I redesigned my trap today, and if he gets out of it this time, I got something he won't get out of.
He's pulling out the steel traps.
I'm going to pull out the big boys. I'm going to make sure I get him because he looks like he's about a 20-something pound coon, and he's tore my trap up this time, and then next time he's going to get the steel traps next time.
He's trying to not use the steel trap because of neighbors' dogs.
Yeah.
But if it gets loose this time, he has got to call the neighbors and tell them to keep their dogs in because he's putting the steel
traps out. I'm going to break out the big boys. He ain't going to get out of them. He might chew his leg off, but he ain't going to get out.
So we're really, that's the only kind of coon hunting he does. He doesn't do the dogs and the running and stuff. Okie Rob says he has a 3-point.
I wanted one of those for my tractor, but my tractor does. I don't have the external. I have external hydraulics, but I don't have them hooked up for the hoses to snap into them.
All right. Deep South, you know a dog you seldom see anymore. Do you remember the Feist?
Yeah.
Yes, my daddy had one time.
I had a Feist here that was one of the best squirrel dogs I ever had, but it got rattlesnake bit because rattlesnakes are so bad here, it killed it.
Is it safe to burn black walnut wood in the fireplace?
Oh, I don't know about that. If I had black walnut, honestly, I'd be looking for some furniture dealer or a gunsmith because that wood is worth a fortune.
And Susie Q, what kind of video are you asking about, just so I know?
Yeah, let us know. I mean,
I'm not sure. She just said video, and I'm not sure what she's wanting a video on.
Okay.
And we did the telling the weather with persimmons.
Yes.
Now, Patera started it, and y'all, when she was cracking those with her teeth, I was laughing because I know how bitter they are.
Yeah.
And bless her heart, she admitted now to me later that they were pretty bitter. And I knew I was waiting for her to make this ugly, ugly face. And she kept a straight face the whole time. But y'all, those things are bitter. That's why Danny and I refused to bite them. Plus,
I knew better.
We don't want to break teeth, but we knew they were going to be really bitter. And so Patera started it. When we saw it, Danny had showed me the knife and spoon last year.
Yeah.
And so we decided just to see what it was going to be like here. And we got lots of people commenting, and Patera got a lot of comments on what people were finding. And I don't know if I saw anybody say anything about a fork. Now, Patera can remind me if somebody did, but all I remember is spoons and knives. Everybody got spoons and knives. So I've not seen anybody say they got a fork.
Oh, we was asked a question, do we drink sweet tea around here?
I used to.
We used to, but I have kidney stones so bad that I quit drinking sweet tea about 6 or 7 years ago and went to unsweetened tea, and then from unsweetened tea, now all I drink is water. Nothing else hits my lips but water now. So I don't drink soft drinks, I don't drink anything but water.
And I used to drink sweet tea all the time, but I went to unsweetened tea, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And so I haven't really drank sweet tea, but maybe once every now and then if I go to somebody's house. But I drink water. I'll drink an occasional Sprite. I drink hot chocolate, and I drink my herbal teas. And I saw somebody's asking, what do we do with passion fruit? Right now, I've dried some. I've dried the flowers. Some of the fruit I've been trying to save the seed, so we're going to see how that does. Danny's really trying to kill it all.
That stuff is taking over, y'all. It's
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And so I tried to send Rain Country some. I don't know if hers is making it or not, but it takes over here. It came up from scratch. It just comes up, and it's everywhere. But Danny would like to kill it, but you can make teas out of it. It's really good. So I'm not sure.
A lot of people saying they like tea, but they like it unsweetened, and everybody's wanting me to put up that wood stove pipe video.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to find it. I know it's there somewhere. It's there. So,
Okay, we have to have honey in my tea. Yeah, a lot of people. I used to drink.
I use honey in mine.
We use honey in everything here because we got over 100 bee boxes that usually comes to our place here, and we get lots and lots of honey. So we use honey in everything.
Yes, he's due to bring us some honey in about any time now. It's about the time of the year he came last year, and they'll bring the bees back in November, right?
Yeah.
I think in November. So we shall have bees again shortly.
Oh, let's see. Where we at too?
Um, I'm not sure.
Look, y'all, we've only got about 10 minutes left.
We need to talk about our
What
prayers.
we need to do is y'all start putting your prayer list up for people you want to be prayed for. We got a few here we want to mention. I want y'all to keep Patera's husband James in your prayers. He's still looking at maybe having a defibrillator put in. Starry, y'all keep her in your prayers. She's having a lot of issues with that arm. She's not being able to use it very well. We got Cindy Palmer, who has come down with cancer. She's a YouTube person. We want to keep her in our prayers. Texas Plow Girl, she lost her husband this week. So y'all definitely keep her in your prayers. Her husband passed away, and she's asked for prayer requests. Empty Hammock is having some issues. Barry is a real good friend of mine. So y'all keep him in your prayers. I'm not going to discuss any of the issues that's going on. Just keep him in your prayers. And Wee Tree Bonsai, y'all keep her in your prayers. She's had the flu and been in and out of the hospital and different things.
She had COPD.
Yeah, COPD because of the flu now.
And so she was in the hospital for a few days, and she messaged me, and I have not heard from her in 2 or 3 days, but she was home two maybe 3 days ago when I talked to her.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And yes, y'all do keep our country in your prayers as we're fixing to start going through this election process. We don't really have much of a candidate either way. I mean, it's basically choosing the lesser of the two evils. I do think one way is a lot worse than the other, but so let's just keep that. Let's keep that in your prayers, really. And y'all, our guys who serve in the military, and y'all keep them in your prayers because they really need our prayers because they really don't have a commander in chief right now, to be honest with you.
And we were in the emergency room, and y'all just don't, y'all be in prayer for our medical
system. Look, the emergency room,
it was
in awful. A major hospital was like being in the slums.
It was, literally awful.
It was horrible. The water fountain in the emergency room had ants all over it. I mean, there was blood on the chairs where people had been bleeding. There was nobody to clean anything up. I mean, there was a police officer in there with us sitting there having chest pains, and he was asking for a glass of water, and the people told him, says, you'll have to go around to the cafeteria to get a glass of water. They wouldn't even give him a glass of water.
And the cafeteria is like walking 3 football fields.
Yeah.
Okay, you're having heart palpitations. You need a drink of water, and you got to walk 3 football fields to go get your own water because there's ants on the water fountain.
Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. I mean, it was just terrible.
And one lady had sat there from 2 o'clock till they probably took her back at 5 or 5:30.
And that's only because people began to complain.
And that was because everybody went to the nurse's station and said, this girl's sitting here in pain.
She either had a kidney stone or gallbladder stones, and she was there by herself in a wheelchair and just sitting there just squalling for hours on end, and they wouldn't do anything because her name didn't come up on the list next. So y'all just really, this is just, they kept telling us they have to follow the protocol. And it just, I told her I was going to tell them, take her in my place or whatever, because I was there with my neck.
She was there way before we were.
Yeah.
She had long been there, yeah. So it's just really bad. We didn't realize how bad the hospital was, because this was a top-notch, even 4 years ago.
This was 10th in the state.
Well, they had a TV. This is what was so funny. They had a TV going in the back of the waiting room, and it kept popping up off and on saying that hospital was ranked 10th best hospital in the nation.
Yeah.
So I'd hate to see the others.
I would hate to see the others. And y'all, ever since I've started this Bible channel, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, my health has been going down so bad. The devil is on top of me. So y'all keep me in your prayers that I can get beyond. Pray for some kind of protection, of hedge protection about me or something. Because as long as I'm doing this Bible channel, the devil is jumping on me with all fours. So look, I got 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pray. If we got a little time left over afterwards, we'll...
Zach on American Homestead is up next.
Yes, he's supposed to be up. I think Sukkot and all that, Feast of Trumpets and all's over. So he should be up next. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this prayer going here. Father, we thank you for the day you've given us now. And Lord, I just want to take this time I want to lift up all the people tonight, Lord, that's on this screen, that's thrown up their loved ones, Father, and different problems and issues they're having. Lord, just whether it's spiritual or financial issues, some people may be divorced. Lord, there's just so many things out there. Emotional, Father. I want to pray for all the people that's on this channel tonight and even their loved ones now. And Father, as I think about Patera's husband, James, I want to ask that you just work with him, Lord, and help his heart to strengthen and get better. And for Starry and her arms that she's having problems with, Lord, I just pray that she can overcome that and they can make it better. And Lord, for Cindy Palmer with the cancer, I just pray that, Lord, that you'll just touch her body and heal her. And Father, for the Texas plow girl and the loss of her husband, Father, I've been there. I know what it's like to lose a spouse now. And I pray that you'll reach down with her life, Lord, and that you'll comfort her in a special way now that her partner's not with her anymore. And Lord, I remember Barry with empty hammock, Father, with the problems he's having. I pray that you can heal his body and Lord, he can get back to being a husband to his family like he needs to be. And Father, I pray for Wee Tree as she's usually here every night when we have our live streams helping out with the moderators. I pray for healing for her bodies, Lord, as she's had this COPD and pneumonia and all these other things going on. And Father, just for Brad's daughter, she's having some issues. I pray that you'll continue to watch over her and his sons in the military. And I pray for our country. I pray for these elections coming up. And Lord, I could sit here and go on and on and on about what's going on in this country and what's wrong with everything else. But Father, I just want to tell you how much I love you and I appreciate you. And all the people that's on this channel tonight, Lord, I just want you to reach out and bless them for taking their time out of their life to sit here and talk to us tonight now. Lord, I just want to let you know I love them and I love you. I ask this in Christ's name. Amen. Okay, we got a couple of minutes left.
Y'all, if you can, check out thehomesteadnetwork.com. I can't remember all the people that we've been adding. I do know Simply Circus has been added. Hope's Homestead and Rain Country are 3 of the new ones that they've added to the Homestead Network. And so check those out. And make sure you check out Zach at an American Homestead. He's coming up next in just about 1 minute.
Yep. So y'all go over and check out Zach. He has a fantastic channel also, and show him some love and just enjoy what he's doing there. We're gonna be headed out here in a few minutes. We still got a couple of minutes left. We don't have to go away just quite so fast.
I want to thank Kitty and Rain Country tonight for being our moderators. Y'all do a great job. Y'all don't know how it is to have to moderate, because I have had to moderate for other channels, and it is tough making judgment calls and whether to ban somebody or not, or just give them a warning and whatever. And we have a pretty good chat going here, and I don't ever see ugly comments come through. So either they're catching them or there aren't any. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I don't know actually what's going on here.
But I have seen, several times other other chats do have some issues, and I have had to help moderate over there on other channels. So not to say we won't have any, but we have had a pretty good run with it, and I do believe,
okay, let's let them go.
So y'all go on to...
Y'all go over and watch Zach over at American Homestead.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. We love y'all.